Hey y'all, today we're going to talk all about diffusers. Some of you may have tried our diffusers and some may not. So even if you've tried it, you might pick up some tips today from our diffuser video. Sometimes if you've not been to a Scentsy party or just know exactly what they do. That didn't make any sense. But either way, even if you have tried our diffusers, maybe you don't know all the features. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. You are more than welcome to share this with your friends or with anyone that might be in the market for a diffuser. And maybe it can help make their decision on why they should try a Scentsy diffuser. This is my original shade. This is my original diffuser that I purchased when I first started selling Scentsy. I liked this shade. I thought it looked kind of farmhouse-ish. And it also was not breakable. So this is metal. It has a little plastic insert in it. I have loved this diffuser shade. We don't offer it anymore. I will say the only thing about this one is that which some of ours are like this, the top has a little hole in it. So when you're putting it on, you kind of have to find where the funnel top is and then fish it onto that. So our diffusers, if you've never purchased a diffuser, our diffusers are one price. And as far as like this one, when I bought it, was $130. Our diffusers are anywhere from $120 up to $150. It depends on which diffuser shade that they choose on what the price, or that you choose and what the price of your diffuser is going to be. So this one was $130. I then purchased a different shade, and I just purchased the shade only, which is the enriched shade. And when I bought this one, it was a $60 shade, but it will fit my diffuser. Any of our shades fit. They're all interchangeable. Even though they might have different shapes, they're all interchangeable with our base. So I can now, I bought the original diffuser, so I can now change out all the different shades that I want. So every time we have a new shade, maybe I like it, I can buy just the shade portion of that and not have to buy a whole new diffuser. So if I were to buy this one as my first diffuser, then this one is $140 diffuser altogether. But I could just buy the shade only for just the $60. So I'm going to just show you a couple of the shades that I have. Actually, it's going to be more than a couple. This is actually our In Spirit shade. When I first got it, I didn't think I was going to like it, just because, I don't know, it was just different. It soon became my favorite because as we're going to go through in just a little bit, we have different color options here. So when you're using these shades that have different beads or different tiles that are different colors, it just makes such a beautiful diffuser that I fell in love with it very quickly. So this one, if you were to buy this as your complete diffuser, this was a $130 diffuser. If you were just to buy the shade only on this one is just $50. So if you have your diffuser, you can just buy a shade. If you buy it together, this one is $130. So I hope that makes sense. And then I'll show you the Stargaze. This is our most expensive diffuser or shade, however you're going to purchase it. If you bought it as a one piece, let me get everything out of the way. If you bought it as a one piece, it would be $150 diffuser. If you're buying the shade only, the shade is $70. So say you already have the base, but you do want the diffuser shade, the shade is $70, but together it would be $150. Again, this one shows a lot of colors once we get to the color portion of that. And then currently we have these are all breakable that I'm showing you now. Everything that we've talked about since this one is all breakable. We currently have a diffuser in our holiday collection, and it's called the Crystallize. It's beautiful. I will say if you are not a fan of glitter, you will not like it. It's beautiful on, but it is, this is glitter on top of it. I hate glitter. I've hated it since my girls were little. I didn't realize it was glitter. I will use it because once I put it on, I won't touch it. That's a lie because I'll be touching it to take the top off. So, but it does have glitter. So just know that going in, this one does have glitter. And if you are not a fan of glitter, you will not like this. The reason why I'm not a fan of glitter is because I feel like it gets everywhere. And like it's on my fingers right now, and it's kind of driving me a little bit batty, but it's gonna be okay. But I want you to know that in advance, it is glitter. And this shade only is at $50, and as the whole diffuser, it's $130. So I probably won't go through this one just because, again, it's not, I don't want glitter all over me. So, okay, so now I'm gonna show you the nitty gritty of our diffuser. This comes off, and this is, I'm gonna turn the light off so you can see better. This is just what it looks like. There's a little, you can see a little white dot in the bottom. Normally, I would wipe this out actually I'm going to, because you know, my OCD is gonna kind of play with me a little bit, and it's gonna make me think it's not clean. And I'm back. So, you're gonna wipe this out before every use. That way you're keeping all the leftover oil from the day before. Oop, I turned that back on. You're just gonna wipe that out. I kind of take my little fingernail and just kind of wipe through that little white dot and just make sure it's clean. Now, I do that every day. Every time I'm about to turn this on and or add new water and oil, I wipe it out. And then about once a week or every other week, I'll take a paper towel with a little bit of alcohol in it and wipe it down again. Just so that way, you know, it's cleaning all the oil out, so there's no oily residue at all. Anyway, so you've got that cleaned out. There is a little ledge. I don't know if you can see, and I don't know if I have enough cord out to show you, but there is a little ledge right here that shows that's the max fill line. There's also a line all the way around that shows you that that is as much water as you need to put in. Also, right here on the funnel part, there's a line right here that goes all the way around. You can see it right there. If you were to put your finger here, put it under the faucet, because it just takes tap water, and fill it to that line, and then come and let the water out, that's gonna be how much water you need. But if you don't do that, that's fine. You just use normal tap water, fill it up to the line, okay? And then you're gonna add your oil. I'm gonna use vanilla cinnamon clove today because I love the cinnamon. It says to add about 3 or 4 drops. I usually add about 15 because I like a lot of scent. You can add as few or as many as you like. If strong things bother you, then by all means, please use less. Put your top back on. We have 2 different buttons. We have the diffuse button, we have the light button. You can diffuse without the light. I have it going now. You may not can see it because it's very hard to see when there's nothing behind it. Yeah, you can kind of see it pumping out a little bit. So this is going without the light. You can run this and not ever have the light on. So if you want one in the bedroom and you don't like to have light in there, you can run it without the light. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put a shade on for this. We'll do this one. So I've pushed that button one time for a diffuse. That's on high, and that's gonna run for 4 hours. After the 4 hours, the water is gonna be gone, and it's just gonna shut itself off. Now, if you were to have the light on, the diffuse part would shut off, but your light would still be on. So every day I turn all my diffusers on. I let them, some of them I have run for 4 hours, some 8 hours. It just kind of depends. As soon as that is done, it's gonna turn off, but my lights always stay on. I never have my lights off. So if I'm gonna push that diffuse button a second time, that's gonna change it to low. It's a low mist. It will run for an 8-hour run time. And then once you push it the 3rd time, it will completely shut it off. However, if you hold that diffuse button down for 2 seconds from the off position, then that's gonna put an intermittent spray on. So it will diffuse for 30 seconds and then it will shut off for 30 seconds and it will do that for 8 hours. So a lot of times I have mine on the intermittent spray just because I like the on and off. When it's on, it's going at high, it's going at a high diffuse rate, and so that's why it will run the 8 hours. Sometimes my words get mixed up, it's okay. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the light button. So we have many different light buttons. If you just get your diffuser and you don't read the instructions, you may not know that. Same as with the intermittent spray option. You don't know if you don't read the directions. If we turn this on, that is just a regular yellow light. If you hit that light button again, it's a low yellow light. If you hit it the third time, that's gonna be a candle flicker. You can kind of see it flickering. Still yellow, still a candle flicker. You can see the different colors in these tiles, and that's what I was talking about a while ago. If you get these diffusers that have different colored beads or tiles, it's just a beautiful diffuser. Okay, if you hit it again, it's gonna turn it off. However, if you're in the off position, you hit that button and hold it for 2 seconds, then that's gonna start the rainbow mode. So this will then cycle through 16 different colors, and it just does it on its own, and it will stay like that until you change it. So you can see it going through and changing different shade or different colors. You can kind of see that a little bit better with this one as far as the color options. You can see that shining through, and it just will transition all 16 different colors. This one I think is very pretty with that, just because with this one I can choose to have different colors if I wanted. So for me, like during the fall winter, because if you're on this, you can also just click those buttons until you get to the color that you wanted, and then you could leave it at that color. So you have so many different options. But for this, I like it at night with this, or during the holiday seasons, I can get it to be just the green and the red like this, and I think it looks super Christmassy. Same with if I did the fall winter, I could get it to get to the like orangey yellows, and I think that looks a lot like this one, like fall winter. So I would keep it there. So you have so many different options with this. So if you were just to choose for it to stay on one color, you can do that. And on this Stargaze, which is why everybody loves it, the color options are beautiful. You can just see how it changes. All of these are handcrafted, so that all of these are gonna be different. Some of your you might have more starburst dots than I do, because they are all different. It's what makes them unique. But you can see how that is beautiful to watch transition through the colors. And I'm gonna put that back on the rotating colors so that you can see that as we talk. So our diffusers have a lifetime warranty. If anything goes wrong with them, then Scentsy will replace them. They're not going to replace it if you break your shade, but if something goes wrong, it stops working, then yes, they replace it. You would just get with either your consultant, or if you were a consultant, you would do a consultant support and talk to them. And it is a little bit of a fee, $20 I think, to replace the base. That's kind of a processing fee. So it's $20 is a lot cheaper than buying a whole new diffuser. I've replaced a couple since I've been a Scentsy consultant for my customers that maybe it just quit working. They don't really ask a lot of questions as to what happened to it. It just quit working, and they're gonna replace it for you. So I hope that this video helped shed some light on how our diffusers work. If you are a consultant and you've never tried one, I do encourage it. If you're not a consultant and you're one of my customers, I highly encourage it as well. Yes, the price, it is an investment. I'm not gonna lie. It's a high-end diffuser. It's a beautiful piece of decor in your house. It will take any oils. It doesn't have to be Scentsy oils. It can be any brand of oil. But also, if you were to have a party, you can, or if you were a consultant, you had your own party, or if you were a customer and you hosted a party, you can actually get these at half price. It does take 2 half price items to get it half price, or you can also use host credits to get it for free if you have a huge party. So those are just some wonderful things about our diffuser. I hope that this video helped you. And if so, just share it with your team or share it with your friends if you're a customer. Y'all have a fantastic day.